Welcome to Trojans Live, the exclusive USC Trojans coaches show.
He's in the end zone. Touchdown, USC.
Behind-the-scenes insights and breaking news from interim head coach Ed Orgeron, Andy Enfield, and the student-athletes who play for the Cardinal and Gold.
Throws over the middle, complete Marquise Lee. He's got it at the 5 in the end zone. Touchdown, USC.
Trojans Live is brought to you by
BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Visit SoCalBMW.com today to find a BMW center near you. By Valvoline, charge on, but visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change first. Home of the drive-through only change and proud sponsor of USC football. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for special discounts and offers. By Allstate Insurance, mayhem is everywhere. Start protecting yourself from mayhem with Allstate Insurance. By Western Exterminator, providing all-star termite and pest control you can trust for over 90 years. Western Exterminator, the final word in pest control.
Now, here are Jordan Moore and John Jackson.
Hello and welcome to Trojans Live, presented by your Southern California BMW centers on KFWB News Talk 980. We are live at the lab for the final show of the 2013 season as we kick off rivalry week leading up to USC versus UCLA at the Coliseum Saturday night, primetime, 5 p.m. on ABC. Tonight's show will start with the coach, Ed Orgeron. Later, we'll bring up senior captain Devon Kennard and special team sensation Soma Vanuku. Late change there, subbing in Soma for Buck. Plus, we'll have superstar sprinter Aaron Brown before closing the show with Trojan legends John Robinson and Paul McDonald. I am Jordan Moore alongside John Jackson and JJ. You know, your Notre Dame record wasn't so good, but a little bit better against UCLA, 2-1-1 in your career against the Bruins. What was your favorite, greatest rivalry moment?
Well, the best thing about playing against UCLA in those days was it always came down to USC, UCLA for the Rose Bowl, everything on the line. You know, we had some classic matchups. It was Rodney Peete against Troy Aikman, you know, those types of things. So those matchups were great. For me, having the opportunity 3 times to play them with the Rose Bowl on the line and win. You know, we tied 1, but win 2 of them and go to the Rose Bowl 3 consecutive years. That is no question the biggest highlight of my career.
Well, it's going to be a highlight, I'm sure, for Ed Orgeron as he leads his team out this Saturday. This segment with the coach is brought to you by your Southern California BMW centers. Visit SoCalBMW.com today to find a BMW center near you. Let's bring in the coach now. And, Coach, you just leaving practice, week beginning. How's the mood of the team? How was practice tonight, Coach?
Fantastic. Today was competition Tuesday. We had a great day, great attitude towards work.
Coach, you've always talked about staying with the process. You know, with this being Competition Tuesday, of course, you know, Wednesday and Thursday also have their own themes to them as well. You know, what has that done for the team in terms of understanding and having a regimen like that?
You know, it's confidence, getting better, focusing in on the task at hand, doing what you can today, winning today. Our guys have been fantastic at it, so have our coach. Our coach has done a great job.
And one other thing that I like about the practices is that you've been matching guys up so they compete against each other. You know, with the fact that how much has that helped that you've been having, you know, the ones go against the ones, you know, guys really getting after it in practice from a competition level?
Well, it's just getting better. You can see it on game day, especially along the line of scrimmage. You know, you got some great work, great pad level going on, and they get used to the hit. And you have to hit during the week to be able to hit on Saturday.
Coach, as we said, you're leading the Trojans out against the Bruins on Saturday night. That's for the first time as the head coach. You know, what does that mean to you? What does this rivalry mean to you?
Well, it's about the team. Obviously, the team comes first. I'm just happy to be a representative of the University of Southern California, a school that I love, that we have a tremendous amount of respect for the Trojan family. I have a tremendous amount of respect for everyone that played the game here before. We understand how huge this game is, a crosstown rivalry. And I expect us to play very well on Saturday.
You know, Coach, with you know, UCLA being so close across town, this is obviously a different environment because everybody can. It's almost like every whisper, every rumor, every interview is always heard. You know, how much does that factor into this? Is this one of those things that it plays a factor, or is this one of those things that players just say, "Hey, look, it's all about Saturday"?
Well, I think it plays a factor about 2 minutes before the game, and then in the last about 30 seconds.
Okay.
But you know, it's all about the process. It's all about getting ready. You know, that other stuff is some of the stuff you talk about in the off season. But really, when you're a good football team, you focus in on the task at hand. This is about us. This is about USC. We can control what we can control, and our objective is to get better in the month of December. We really have, and we feel that we're ready to play very well on Saturday.
Coach, we talked about JJ's record against UCLA. Yours is even better than his. You lost the first time you faced them way back in 1998, and then you hadn't lost again until last year. How much did last year's loss sting with you at the Rose Bowl?
Obviously, in a rivalry game, you want to win it, and you enjoy the wins. And when you don't win, you're miserable, and it's not a good feeling.
You know, Coach, I have to go back to last week a little bit because one of the things that really stuck out to me, which I think is, it's sort of a symbol of why this team is really turned around. Buck Allen goes out on the field, you come out, start the second half, he fumbles, they pick it up, touchdown, but then you go right back to him. It seemed like without hesitation.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit of the thought process that went into that decision because that didn't happen in the past.
Yeah, you just got to give it to Tommy Robinson and Clay Helton. They have tremendous confidence in their players. We let our position coaches coach their position. They've done a great job. We believe in Buck. We believe in all our family members. We have a tremendous bond. Whatever happened the last play, we move on and we move forward.
Coach, were you happy with how the team responded last week when everyone was talking about outside circumstances? Were you happy with the performance that they put together, knowing what was on the horizon this week with UCLA?
Yeah, sure. I think I know we focused on the task at hand. There was no talk about the outside circumstances, where we're playing, what type of whatever we'd be playing in. The guys just focused in and went play. I was really pleased that we went in at halftime at 30 yards rushing and we came out with something like 250. That was a great mindset of the USC Trojans.
And to go along with those same lines, Cody Kessler continues to just play, highly efficient. And I know it's to me, I'm highly impressed. It seems like week after week, he continues to make the right decision. Is that exactly what you see in practice, or is this something that you see coming? Are you surprised by it?
Well, we thought he could do it, and there's no question. And both him and Max Whitaker, tremendous quarterback. So is Max Brown, a redshirt freshman. But Cody has some intangibles about him, moxie. And you know what, JJ, you step in that huddle, you want the quarterback to be a leader. You want to look in his eyes, you want to believe. Right. And we believe in Cody. He's just a tremendous young man.
What about that quarterback cross town, Brett Hundley? What do you see from him in terms of his improvement from year to year and the challenge that he poses?
A great player. It was very hard for us to tackle him last year. We missed a bunch of tackles on him. He's what makes their offense go. He's going to be a challenge.
Coach, your defensive line, though, they have been playing, unbelievable. It's just been incredible, how well they played. For me, the outside looking in, it looks like that's an advantage. What do you have to do to take advantage or utilize the Trojan defensive line that's been so good against everybody to make sure they play that way on Saturday?
Just make sure that we're doing the same thing we know how to do, and we have to be able to contain Hundley. We can't give him a lot of space to run, a lot of time to throw, and tackle. Just play good, sound, fundamental football. I will say this to you. When we hired Pete Jenkins, he has made a difference in our defensive line. He's an excellent coach. He's teaching great technique, and they love him.
Yeah, that's a young offensive line across from you against UCLA. As a defensive line coach at heart, you smell blood? You let the guys know that and tell them their opportunities there this week?
Well, we have a couple of conversations in the defensive line room, but I won't say it publicly.
I can only imagine. In the offensive line, another bright spot for this Trojan team. And last week, as Colorado started to make a little bit of a comeback and, they started to score some points. The game was never in question, but they did start to close the gap. I noticed that you went right back to that offensive line, and they regulated things with Soma topping it off for a touchdown. How proud are you for that?
Very proud. That's the basic of our team, our big men. All starts up front. And the way those guys go, the way our team is going to go, we love our offensive line to be big, physical, and have a nasty attitude.
Let's get a question in here from Twitter. This one's from Connor Bailey at King Bailey 9. Coach, what is the number one thing you need to execute in order to beat UCLA?
I really feel that we have to be able to run the ball, be physical, and stop Hundley on defense.
Coach, one other theme that we've been talking about a lot is that this team is playing better in the month of November. Is it one of those things that they truly are getting better week in and week out? Because usually this time of year, players start to get tired.
Well, we're keeping them fresh. You should have seen the energy out in the field today. I think we've had one of our best Tuesday practices today. The guys are believing in each other. They love playing football. We're not working long hours. When they get to the field, they want to play. They're excited, and they can see the improvement that they're making. We had the daily drill today. Everybody does a drill specific to their position to get better, and guys are buying into it.
Are you hopeful to get some guys back this week? Is it potentially all hands on deck, knowing that there's certainly a long break after this one?
I'm sure that come Friday, everybody's going to want to play. Right, JJ? They get healthy on Friday.
Exactly. You start feeling a lot better right when the game starts. The game's getting ready to start. We got Soma sitting right in front of us, and I have to ask you before I ask him. And I said this on the radio last week. He was great at the tailback spot. Is he faster as a tailback than he is a fullback? He looked great last week. I didn't know he was that fast.
We're so proud of Soma. Call him Baby Bull. Great young man. He's dynamite on special teams. Great young man to be around, and just a tremendous football player. We're so proud of him.
The other guy that we have right in front of us is Devon Kennard, and I know you've spent a lot of time with him over the years, and he's really the leader of this senior class that you're going to say goodbye to, at least saying goodbye to the Coliseum on Saturday. What's this senior class mean, and in particular, number 42?
Devon has been a stellar young man in our system. The year he got hurt, it turned out to be a blessing. He was like a coach with me. We got very close. He's a man of high character. Already has his graduate degree, I believe. We're working on it from a great family. I can't say enough great things about Devon. I think he's going to have a long NFL career. We're obviously going to miss him. We love him just like a son.
You, Coach, and lastly, it's senior day. It's the last time these guys will take the field at the Coliseum. How do you manage that process? I know you've been through a lot of them. You've seen guys cry, break down. Matt Leinart couldn't throw a pass straight for the first quarter of the game when he left on senior day. How do you manage that?
It's kind of cool. It's not about the seniors, although I love them. It's about our football team. And they're just members of our team, and they know it. I talked to some of them. We haven't made it like it's senior week or nothing. It's USC Trojan Tree. It's our family now. They're important members of our family. But I really feel that when you're a team or a family, there's not one unit or one segment that's more important than the other, and I think all our guys feel that way.
All right, Coach, have a great rest of the week. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we are looking forward to a heck of an atmosphere at the Coliseum. Ed Orgeron leading his Trojans on the field against the Bruins. It does not get any better than that. When we come back, JJ's going to break down the rivalry game, what to look for between USC and UCLA. You're listening to Trojans Live on KFWB News Talk 980.
Kessler, long count, takes the snap, line holds up, winds and throws for Aguilar in the end zone. He's got it, and it's a touchdown, USC! Nelson Aguilar up high in the air to make the grab, his fourth touchdown catch of the year.
Get big savings on a big dinner. Stop by a Subway restaurant and get any 3 regular footlong subs for just $14. Any day after 4 p.m. and all day Sunday. That's less than $5 for each footlong sub. However you mix it up, any 3 regular footlong subs are just $14 any day after 4 p.m. and all day Sunday. Subway, eat fresh. Limited time only. Add $1 for each premium or supreme sub. Additional charge for extras. Prices and participation may vary. Plus tax where applicable. May not be combined with other offers, coupons, or discount cards.
The Happier New Year event is the one time of year you can receive up to $2,000 on a new BMW, like the X3. But we know what you're thinking. There must be a catch. So let's go through our disclaimers. Event may cause excitability and instant carification. Disbelief has been known to occur. Offer available for limited time only. So hurry in and receive up to $2,000 on the BMW you've always wanted. We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. Credit is applied against MSRP of final purchase, not title, tax, or destination. Credit allowance varies by model through January 2nd, 2014. For all offer details, visit bmwusa.com/offers.
Hey everybody, this is Coach, and I want all you tried and true college football fans to enter the AT&T Be the Fan sweepstakes. Tackle my weekly challenge and you might be the fan who wins a VIP trip to ESPN College Game Day. Find out how you can win at attbethefan.com. AT&T, rethink possible.
No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. citizens and resident aliens of the 50 U.S. states or D.C. of the age of majority. Ends 11:59 p.m. Central Time, November 29, 2013. Official rules at attbethefan.com. Void where prohibited.
Trojan fans, each season the schedule is filled with pesky opponents looking to bring you down. But when that yellow truck and the little man with the hammer pulls up to your home or place of business to battle your bug opponent, insects and pests have no chance. For over 90 years, Western Exterminator has been in the trenches, dominating every matchup and every battle of the bug, which is why true Trojan fans know that Western Exterminator is the final word in pest control.
Just recommend handoff. Big hole for Allen. 15, 10, 5. Buck Allen is in the end zone again for USC, his third touchdown of the night.
Game on. Make your move today to the Lorenzo. It's time for the scouting report. The most talked about apartment community at the University of Southern California is the Lorenzo. Brand new upscale student living is waiting for you. Hurry, spaces are going fast. Don't miss out. Immediate occupancy. Visit thelorenzo.com or call 213-863-4307. It is time for the scouting report with John Jackson and JJ. This is a fun one to break down. Two swings in seasons. Early in the season, it looked like UCLA wanted to take this town over, and now all the momentum is downtown with the Trojans. Let's start with USC. What do you see as their greatest advantage going into this game?
Well, I really like the Trojan defensive line against UCLA's offensive line. UCLA has an injury at the left tackle spot, so they'll be without their left tackle, and they're very young up front. This Trojan defensive front there's NFL guys across the board, and that's what they're going to have to deal with, on Saturday. Guys that are NFL players that are just not to the NFL yet, and so that's a huge advantage for the Trojans, and I think they're going to really exploit it.
Yeah, to that end, Brett Hundley, the sophomore quarterback for the Bruins, leads the nation in sacks over the last 2 years, which is surprising considering he is a mobile guy. He's a tough guy to bring down, but still tends to get a lot of pressure on him.
I like Hundley from the fact that he's athletic, and as Coach O said, he can run, no question about it. But what he does is there a lot of indecision, because sometimes he doesn't know whether to pull it down and run, or sometimes he doesn't know whether to throw it away. The one thing that he is trying not to do is throw interceptions. So, he's under the marching orders, whatever you do, don't throw the game away. And so in doing so, he eats the ball a lot and, gets sacked and, has a lot of sacks. So, that's the key. That's a big thing. The key stat on Saturday, maybe not the sacks, the tackles for loss is going to be a key statistic.
Where do the Bruins go this week, and what's their strength in attacking the Trojans?
Well, they're going to have to throw the ball. And, I think that they're going to have to get off quick passes. They're going to be in the spread. I think they're going to use a zone read a lot. Try to keep the Trojans off balance, make them stay honest and not pin their hitters back. The key for them is to stay out of long yardage situations. When that happens, Clancy Pendergast can dial up a number of defenses. It'll be trouble. So they got to stay out of long yardage situations.
There's the X's and O's side of this game, and then there's all the rest of it, the talk, the energy that goes into it. And it all started way back in September as Shaq Evans maybe jumped the gun a little bit. He had this quote, knowing that we're going to beat them again this year, talking about USC, especially 2 years ago when they beat us 50-0, we owe them a little bit. This year we're going to try to embarrass them, honestly. They're struggling. It's just awesome to see that. I hate them, so I'm just loving it.
Well, I love the bulletin board material, and what he forgot is that doesn't get deleted. It stays intact. To me, you can't beat Nevada, Nebraska, and New Mexico State and to go on a trash-talking bench, right? You understand that that wasn't the strength of the schedule. When they started to hit the meat of the schedule, that's when the trouble started. He'll eat those words on Saturday.
It's interesting. Maybe it's not for the Pac-12 South or anything, but it feels to me like the biggest game in years in terms of where this city is going, which direction it's going.
Well, because for a lot of reasons. UCLA's gained some momentum in the recruiting process, and so now they're starting to be very competitive with the Trojans on that front. The Trojans always have a coaching carousel going on right now that's going to have to be resolved. So with all that, momentum is, started the year on their side. Now the Trojans have made a switch, and so momentum's now, on the Trojan side. But that's why this thing becomes really interesting, because now USC and UCLA are both relevant.
Well, it's going to be an incredible atmosphere. You'll have both sides represented, but many more Cardinal and Gold fans than Bruin fans in the Coliseum on Saturday night. Next up on Trojans Live, we're going to talk to a pair of players that are going to take on the Bruins this weekend. Devon Kennard headed into his senior day, and Soma Vanuku, the man that just cannot stop blocking punts. Tonight's highlights are courtesy of 710 ESPN. In a moment, maybe we'll hear one of those Soma punt blocks. We're coming back right now on Trojans Live.
If you're looking at a car, a truck, or an SUV, Ford has an EcoBoost engine for you. Listen to Mike Savage talk about his Fusion.
The Fusion's EcoBoost engine's really quick. It's a lot of power, and I just love that sports car feel. But I still get the fuel economy of a four-cylinder engine.
Jen Bellotti picked an Escape over a BMW.
When I'm merging onto the freeway, I step on the gas. It's super powerful. You can just feel it.
Joe D'Angelo loves his F-150 with EcoBoost.
It's got as much power as the V8, whether it's from a stop, merging, passing.
The EcoBoost engine from Ford gives you the power of a larger engine with the fuel economy of a smaller engine. EcoBoost. It's miles ahead of the competition. Win a VIP experience for the big game on November 30th. It's the Ford Friday Sweepstakes. Just go to usctrojans.com for official rules and enter to win 2 tickets and an on-field experience. No purchase necessary. Fusion EPA estimated rating of 22 city, 33 highway, 26 combined MPG. 2.0-liter EcoBoost. Actual mileage will vary.
Hi, this is Maggie McKay. Join KFWB and Pods of Los Angeles by helping the U.S. Marine Toys for Tots program. Saturday, December 7th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Toys R Us in Torrance. We're filling the Pods container with new unwrapped toys. Your generous donation helps less fortunate L.A. area children experience the joy of the holidays. The Clippers Spirit Team will be on site to cheer you on at Toys R Us, located at Hawthorne and Sepulveda in Torrance. Brought to you by Pods Los Angeles, the best moving and storage idea ever.
Whether you need bananas for lunch, tri-tip for dinner, or party goods for the weekend, you'll find everything you need at Smart & Final. Smart & Final has the low prices of a Walmart, the big sizes of a Costco without the membership fees, plus the freshness of your local supermarket. Smart & Final. Warehouse prices, big and small sizes.
Now through Thanksgiving, save on selected 2-liter bottles of 7-Up, only 79 cents each, plus CRV. Must buy in multiples of 4. Limit 8 total at Smart & Final.
Nuku again, right side, 40, 35, gone, 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Soma Vainuku.
Yeah, we thought it was a punt block. I'm sorry, Soma did so many different things on Saturday. That was actually Soma taken off as a running back. He joins us now, Soma Vainuku and Devon Kennard. DK, first off, congratulations, a Lot Impact finalist. That was announced today. Pretty cool. I mean, you're a guy that wears 42. I don't know if you picked it because of Ronnie Lott, but you're certainly living up to the legacy.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to, have the opportunity and what he represents and stuff and be able to, maybe win this award is awesome.
Now, what does your dad say about it? I know that he has to be proud of it. Does he know yet?
Yeah, he knows.
Okay.
He just congratulated me and said I deserved it, so it was cool.
Soma, let's talk about this season that you've had. How does one block 3 punts in a season? How does that work? How do you get into a rhythm blocking punts?
It just goes back to fall camp, and Baxter just teaching us all the different techniques or everything we need to know for special teams, blocking punts and everything. We don't know who's going to block the punt, and he trained all of us to, get to that same point, and it's really up to the punt team on making the mistake and one of our guys getting through.
Yeah, so you've been great on punts, but also the rest of the special teams as well, right? I mean, the kickoff coverage is amazing. I had a chance to watch you the Colorado game. They're trying to double team you, still making plays even though they're double teaming. What is it about the mindset of playing special teams? Because a lot of people, especially you start on the offense and play a lot of offense. A lot of people don't want to play special teams. What is it about the mindset?
It goes back to our coaches and everything. They tell us, if you want to play in the next level, especially if you're a fullback, you got to be good on special teams. Right. So I'm over there trying to do my best on special teams and get everything I got. And kickoff coverage is just one of those things you just got to, you got to go run down there and just do what you got to do to get to the ball carrier.
For you, though, it goes back to your childhood, right? I mean, you said your brothers gave you advice a long time ago about setting the tone early in the game on kickoff coverage.
Yeah, so it's been like a little joke, my my brothers and everyone just saying hey, you got an unusual type head, you got to use it. So I figured, all right, just run out full speed and just hit people.
All right, DK, let's talk about UCLA a little bit. Fans, broadcasters, we all hear the trash talk and all that kind of stuff. How much do players pay attention to that stuff?
I think we tune that out for the most part. We still got to focus on our game plan and what we got ahead of us. But it is a big rivalry game, and I think it's one of the biggest rivalries in college football. And there's a mutual understanding. They don't like us, and we don't like them. So it's going to be a good game.
Well, you don't get that loss on your ledger because you sat out last year with the injury, so you're still pretty clean against UCLA. Saturday is also your senior day. Try and put your career into a little bit of perspective. I mean, you've had sort of a crazy career. I mean, you're one of the last few guys to be recruited by Pete Carroll. You played 3-4 different positions here. I mean, it probably didn't go as you expected it to go.
Most definitely, adversity, but I think that's a good thing. It really helped me become a better man, a better person, and a better football player, and I think it's starting to show now, and I think my best football is ahead of me.
Okay, so I said this on the broadcast. I don't know if it's true, but you tell me. At fullback, you've been great, catching the ball, all that kind of stuff, lead blocking, all of that. But at tailback, this game was the first carries you got all year, And I'm telling you, you look faster at tailback than you did at fullback. Is it true that you get faster when you line up deeper into the thing, or am I seeing things?
I think you do pick up a little bit more speed. Fullbacks are about 3 or 4. The tailbacks are at 7 or 8. So you pick up a little bit more speed and get towards that line. But that's definitely true, I would say.
Oh, nobody wanted to step in front of you. I can tell you that. They were running.
Did you have fun on Saturday?
Oh, it was great. I had a lot of fun. I can't even express how it feels to get a rushing touchdown for that long.
Okay, DK. Also, when you start to analyze this game, as you know, UCLA is going to have 3-4 freshmen up on the front of the defensive line. You guys obviously are great on the defensive line, been great all year. How much do you think you can exploit that matchup? How big does the defensive line need to play on Saturday to affect this game?
I think we play the role we played all year, and we want to be a dominating force. And they are young, but they're a talented group, and they have a great quarterback who can really run around and make plays for their team. So we're going to have a tough job containing him all day, but I think we're up for the task.
Seems the problem with him. Okay, so you beat your offensive lineman, you get in there. Not only is he quick and can run away from you, he's also huge. I mean, how hard is he to take down once you've done all the work to get to him?
He's really hard. We got to treat him like he's a running back there. He's a running back who can throw the ball. So you got to tackle him like he's a running back, and that's what we'll focus on all game.
And how frustrating is it when you do get back there, you get your hands on the quarterback, and you don't get that sack? That one kill you?
It's one of the worst feelings in the world. They barely get the ball out or something like that. But, you just got to keep going. You never know when your play is going to come.
What's worse, that or what happened on Saturday where you get your great sack, you're into your sack dance, everything's good, you turn around, and there's a holding flag deep in the secondary?
Oh, my heart dropped. My heart dropped. But, it's a part of the game. It's on tape, and, it's just something you got to move on from.
I heard Dion apologize to you.
Oh, most definitely. I gave him a hard time.
He owed you one. So offensively, that also the Trojans have been playing better week in and week out. Is there anything you could point to that's the reason why this team offensively seems to get better every week?
I think it's just the mindset we take every week, especially with Coach Jordan and everything. We have to be a physical offense, and that's what USC's been known for. Our offensive line is taking it up for themselves, making sure that they're hard-nosed in the trenches. And I take that as a personal, too, as a fullback and our tight ends. We talk personally about, we got to be a physical offense. We got to represent for our school and the history that's shown. So it just goes week by week that, we should make sure that we're producing how we need to.
So when JJ mentioned that you're catching everything this year, that wasn't the case last year. What did you do in the offseason to focus on that to become that all-around fullback that's important in the USC offense?
Yeah, I just took it into myself. Being a fullback, you don't get too many opportunities, and didn't capitalize on the ones that I had myself last year. Went really hard and focusing on catching the ball and doing the little things and making sure I'm focused. And I'm keying in on parts of the ball and everything to just make sure I'm in the moment, and I take the opportunity when it's presented.
Okay, DK, I got to put you on the spot a little bit. Your dad, obviously an NFL player, played for a long time in NFL. Great player, I get it. You now at USC, your legacy is really on the rise right now. I want you, just for radio purposes alone, who's better, you or your dad? I mean, I know it's different positions and all that. Don't be humble. Tell me the truth.
I'm going with myself.
There you go. There you go.
And if he doesn't believe me, we can line that right now.
I know you'll definitely go around him.
DK, a lot of accomplishments on the football field. Off of it, I saw you tweet that you finally turned in your master's thesis, and you got that out of the way. What was your thesis in, and how'd that feel to finally finish that thing?
It was on the evolution of college recruiting and just how it's changed and what the most effective tactics are of today. So it was cool. I got to interview a lot of our freshman players and some of the coaches. So it was a cool experience.
Teach us something. Yeah. Tell us, how has college recruiting changed?
One of the biggest things is social media, obviously, and then also just technology in general, like how, iPads, coaches are bringing iPads to high school practices and sending it to all the other coaches and things like that. So that wasn't happening when I was coming out. So it's kind of cool seeing the difference.
I mean, that's an adjustment for you guys also. So you guys, will study things at home, and you have iPads in your lockers and all that kind of stuff. How much preparation goes into it? I mean, is there a point where you just say, look, it's just too much, or do you just watch film and study, UCLA in this situation all week long?
Yeah, we watch film and everything with our coaches and everything, but to actually be effective on the field personally and individually, it helps out to take that time afterwards and put in the extra work on, getting the extra film study, staying after practice, doing a couple drills and everything. And it really is just up to each individual person on how prepared they need to be and what they need to do to perform on Saturday.
Soma, you remember that feeling walking out of the Rose Bowl last year?
Oh, yeah.
Does that one stick with you? And you think about that going this week, or did you let that go?
That one hasn't left me since that day. So I can't wait for Saturday. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, and how do you guys keep your emotions in check with this situation? I mean, is there such a thing as just being too high for this game? You played in it.
Yeah, it's just, all the preparation up until the game. You don't really think about the rivalry or anything, and then when you get to the field, it's just you're just ready to play. It's another team trying to play against you.
DK, one of the biggest things for me at the end of my career was the last time walking off of Howard Jones. You're getting ready to do that. It's coming up. Explain the feeling of, this being your last run.
It's crazy, and it's just I'm so grateful for my teammates and the year we're having and the adversity we faced, but how we've handled it, and it's been an experience I'm never going to forget. So I got to thank the coaching staff or everyone around and my teammates, and it's gonna be a sad moment, but I've been here a while now. I'm kind of the grandpa on the team now, so I think it's time for me to get out of here.
The old men are moving on. DK and Kevin Green, I always see those two like the old men on the team. We're grateful to both of you for coming on. Let everyone know the NFL Players Association presents the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl January 18 at the StubHub Center. The game features some of college football's best players and coaches. Don't miss the future of the NFL. Tickets on sale at NFLPA.com and StubHub Center. Visit collegiate.nflpa.com. Thank you to Soma and DK. They're good athletes, but the fastest man in the room is coming up next on Trojans Live. It's Aaron Brown.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm the football your buddy fired through your windshield. The cooler that tumbled out of a pickup and onto the hood of your car. If you're a football fan, eventually we're gonna meet. So get Allstate, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem. Like me.
Are you in good hands?
Start protecting yourself from mayhem in Granada Hills. Call Allstate agent Bob Sousa today. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is the home of the drive-through oil change. They understand you're busy and have a lot to get done in a day. You're a Trojan and have places to be. That is why at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, you drive in, not even getting out of your car, and drive out in about 15 minutes. As a proud sponsor of USC football, Valvoline Instant Oil Change would like to give a special deal to all the Trojan fans in Southern California. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for special offers and discounts. That's SoCalOilChange.com.
We don't know what 2014 will bring, but we do know that right now you can get a credit of up to $2,000 on a new BMW. Then who knows what else could happen? This might be the year you write the next great American novel, paint a masterpiece, or date a supermodel. Anything's possible. The Happier New Year event is going on now. Right now, get a credit of up to $2,000 on a new BMW. Like the BMW X1, we only make one thing. The ultimate driving machine. Credit is applied against MSRP of final purchase, not title, tax, or destination. Credit allowance varies by model through January 2nd, 2014. For all offer details, visit bmwusa.com/offers.
You may already know that AT&T is the nation's fastest 4G LTE network. And now independent researchers confirm that AT&T 4G LTE is also the most reliable. Whether you're connecting with family or getting the job done, you want a wireless network you can count on. AT&T, the nation's fastest and now most reliable 4G LTE network. Rethink possible. AT&T reminds you to never text and drive. It can wait.
Speed claim based on national carriers' average 4G LTE download speeds. Reliability claim based on data transfer completion rates on nationwide 4G LTE networks. 4G LTE not available everywhere.
Sounds like that's getting worse. From mild ailments to something more serious, HealthNet is here for you. We provide affordable health coverage that you and your family deserve. With plan benefits that include doctor visits, prescriptions, immunizations, and even free physical exams, HealthNet gives you peace of mind. Look to HealthNet for affordable health coverage for you and your family. We are your HealthNet.
HealthNet of California, Inc. and HealthNet Life Insurance Company are subsidiaries of HealthNet, Inc.
Now back to Trojans Live from the lab. Here are Jordan Moore and John Jackson.
Back at the lab, where tonight's tweet was brought to you by Allstate Insurance. Football players rely on lots of coaches, quarterbacks, running backs, and special teams, just to name a few. But for insurance, you only need one coach, an Allstate agent. They'll help you with your insurance game plan. Call L.A. area Allstate agent Bob Sousa or Saylor Insurance Agency today. Jordan Moore and John Jackson happen to be joined by Aaron Brown, a world coming off his world championship run, a bronze medalist for Team Canada. So, you're a Canadian. Toronto-born. What did it mean to represent your country and bring home a bronze medal?
It was huge. Anytime I can get on the world stage, I always want to represent well for my country and know that I'm representing both USC and my country. So it was good to come away with a medal, and it was a great experience.
Go ahead, JJ.
Well, I was going to say, when you win a medal like that, what do you do with it? I mean, where is it at? Like, right, is it, do you have it here, or is it back at home? Where is it?
It's in my mom's room.
Okay. Safe and sound. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell the story a little bit, because from what I understand, you should have had an Olympic bronze, but there was sort of a technicality that cost you that, and then you sort of had a technicality get you the world championship. So how did that work out?
Well, first of all, in the Olympics, the third leg, he stepped on the line, and they had bronze for about 5 minutes. They got disqualified after when they put it up on the scoreboard. And this time, our fortunes was changed in our favor. We were fourth. We left the building, and then we found out that the Great Britain team gave an exchange outside the zone on the second or third leg, and that put us in the third medal position.
So how'd you find out? Where were you? You outside the building? You just on the bus or something? Where are you?
We were about to go on the bus, but one of our guys got caught he got taken for doping. So he was filling out some paperwork, and we were just lingering around with him. And that's when everybody started buzzing, saying we might be third. And so we waited around. We got our head coach, and we got our official Canada guy. And he just told us, hang around, hang tight. We might be on the podium. And then, like, about 5 minutes later, we got word that Great Britain was disqualified. They were about to go on the podium, do the medal ceremony. They got taken off, and then we got rushed over onto the medal podium and got our medals.
That celebration must have been almost more fun.
Yeah.
How is it competing on a national stage, though? Because, here in America, we sort of know what, track looks like here. But when you have to go overseas, you have to compete, the time changes, the weather difference, all that. How is that competition for you when you have to, travel worldwide?
It's a lot different because you're doing so much traveling. You have to prepare. When you do your shakeout, sometimes you don't feel the greatest. All that jet lag and, sitting on a plane for, 8 to 10 hours is difficult. So it's definitely a lot different than traveling, down to a local meet at UCLA or something like that.
So tell me, you run both the 100 and the 200. Tell me first, which one do you prefer, 100 or 200?
The 100. So
take me through the 100. So we're talking about a 10-second race here.
Yeah.
Where's a 100-meter race won? In that 10 seconds, is it the start? Is it the middle? Is it the end? What's the difference between that tenth of a second, which is first place? Never heard of them.
In the 100, it's everything. There's honestly no part where you can sacrifice. It's such a short race that any mistake you make will cost you in the entire race. If you don't get out well, the race is pretty much over. If you're racing elite people like you do at the world stage or at NCAA. If you don't finish well, people go right by you, and your middle phase is just as important.
Yeah, and talk about the 200 a little bit. I don't like the 200, not for the same reason as you. It's just because it's farther. I didn't want to run any farther. Talk about the 200 a little bit because there's a little bit more strategy to that race. Talk about that a little.
The 200, it's not an all-out sprint. You're sprinting the majority of the race. You're sprinting and going all out, but you want to kind of pace yourself, kind of coming off the bend, and bring yourself home and carry it with the momentum you have building up from the curve. That race is a race that's probably better suited for me because I'm a taller person, and traditionally taller people are better at the 200. So I'd say that's probably the better event for me down the road, but the 100 is the one that's more of my favorite race.
Well, you're going into your senior season, really the leader of this team, and you have a new head coach, a new director of track and field, Carol Smith-Gilbert. What's working with Carol like, and what's the new plan here at SC?
First of all, one word that can describe Carol's regime is discipline, definitely. We're a lot more disciplined than under Coach Alice. They're both really great coaches, and I respect them both, but I feel like this is a lot more technical. We got a lot more technical training, and we're kind of learning the basics of how to run, but she breaks it down. She's really specific and detailed and when she trains us, and I feel like it's going to benefit the team.
Another coaching addition is Quincy Watts also joins the coaching staff. I used to train with him, couldn't beat him. Used to train with him. What does he train behind him? Watched him train in the rearview mirror. But what does he bring, to the track team in terms of knowledge and experience?
Well, he definitely brings experience. Just as well as I do what he's done in the track. He's won an Olympic gold. He's won NCAA. He's won everything. So you can go to him for advice. If you need any advice on what it's like to go to the next level, what it's like to compete with others at the world stage like that, he can definitely provide it for you because he's been there and done that. It's just great to have him around because he's someone you can look up to and you know from example what he's done and what he's saying is actually true.
Well, we look forward to watching you at SC this year and continuing on to that next level. Already an Olympian, already a world champion bronze medalist. Aaron Brown catches act this spring here at USC. Coming up next, an act everyone knows, John Robinson, the legendary coach, is going to join us on Trojans Live.
Whether you need bananas for lunch, tri-tip for dinner, or party goods for the weekend, you'll find everything you need at Smart & Final. Smart & Final has the low prices of a Walmart, the big sizes of a Costco without the membership fees, plus the freshness of your local supermarket. Smart & Final. Warehouse prices, big and small sizes.
Now through Thanksgiving, stock up and save on Crystal Geyser Spring Water, 35 half liters. Get 2 cases for just $8 plus CRV at Smart & Final. Hi, this is Maggie McKay. Join KFWB and Pods of Los Angeles by helping the U.S. Marine Toys for Tots program Saturday, December 7th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Toys R Us in Torrance. We're filling the Pods container with new unwrapped toys. Your generous donation helps less fortunate L.A. area children experience the joy of the holidays. The Clipper Spirit Team will be on site to cheer you on at Toys R Us, located at Hawthorne and Sepulveda in Torrance. Brought to you by Pods Los Angeles, the best moving and storage idea ever.
Trojan fans, each season the schedule is filled with pesky opponents looking to bring you down. But when that yellow truck and the little man with the hammer pulls up to your home or place of business to battle your bug opponent, insects and pests have no chance. For over 90 years, Western Exterminator has been in the trenches, dominating every matchup and every battle of the bug, which is why true Trojan fans know that Western Exterminator is the final word in pest control.
Get big savings on a big dinner. Stop by a Subway restaurant and get any 3 regular footlong subs for just $14. Any day after 4 p.m. and all day Sunday. That's less than $5 for each footlong sub. However you mix it up, any 3 regular footlong subs are just $14 any day after 4 p.m. and all day Sunday. Subway, eat fresh. Limited time only. Add $1 for each premium or supreme sub. Additional charge for extras. Prices and participation may vary. Plus tax where applicable. May not be combined with other offers, coupons, or discount cards.
It's the most recognized trophy in college football, and it's coming to USC with the Nissan Heisman House Tour. Meet former Trojan football greats, along with ESPN's Neil Everett, when the tour hits Los Angeles Saturday, as USC takes on UCLA in a Pac-12 matchup. Check out the all-new 2014 Nissan Rogue. Win prizes by participating in fun, interactive games, and have your picture taken with the prestigious trophy itself during the ultimate pre-game experience. The Nissan Heisman House Tour is open until kickoff in Farmers Fan Fest, and it's all free.
Now back to Trojans Live from the lab.
Back at the lab, it's Trojans Live, where we want to remind the Trojan family to bring toys to the game this Saturday against UCLA. Please drop off the toys in bins located around the Coliseum prior to kickoff and make somebody's holiday season. We want new and unwrapped toys at the Coliseum. Let's bring in the coach now, Jordan Moore, John Jackson. Happy to be joined by John Robinson. Coach, you were honored last night for your role in this rivalry. What does this rivalry mean to you, coaching in USC-UCLA?
Well, you know, I coached here for a number of years, and the game was always seemed like it meant a major bowl, usually the Rose Bowl, and so it was a big deal, and it was nationally telecast as it is going to be Saturday, and so it was everything you could get to get ready and play your best.
Hey, Coach, in terms of the preparation part of of the game, what was your style back then? Was it to approach it like every other game, or was it more than, did it mean more obviously because it's USC, UCLA? How did you go about the week of preparation, which is what Coach O is going through right now?
Well, I think the thing you tried to get in was more focus on learning what to do in the game. Being excited or up on Wednesday didn't mean much, So I think it was important that you stayed calm. We always talked about that we turned the sound off on the week prior to the UCLA game. We just didn't make a lot of noise. We concentrated, we focused, and I think our team really bought into that kind of thing. Get yourself prepared, and then let the Friday and Saturday emotion take hold, and thought that was about the right way to do it.
Coach, in your first tenure at SC, you went 5-2 against UCLA. Was there a game or a moment that stands out to you the most?
Oh, I think the first one, it was our first time. The winner went to the Rose Bowl. They were ranked very high. We were ranked high, and we had a really good game. And I think there was a moment there. Vince Evans was our quarterback, who was just really unsuccessful the year before, but was great that year. And he ran a draw play for about 35 yards that put us ahead. I think it was, I don't know, by 3 touchdowns, and that was it. And I'll never forget that moment because,
you know, Coach, you've obviously followed Coach O, you know, from the beginning to where we're at now. You know, give us your own opinion on the job that he's done from your own words.
Oh, he's done a great job. And you know, I think he had a great understanding of what was needed. The timing in his thing was just right. He needed to come in and change the culture a little bit for this team, and he did that. You know, people talk about cookies and food and all that. Is what he did is just lighten it up for everybody and let everybody get back to having fun playing this game.
Are you surprised that he's had the success he's having?
Well, I think we're all a little surprised. I think we're all thrilled. I can't remember having more fun in my life than I did 2 Saturdays ago at the Stanford game. So I think we're all euphoric almost about how things done. You know, we were dead and buried, and they were pouring dirt on us, you know, for about a month ago, and now it's a different story.
I'm sure you'll be in the house on Saturday. I hope you'll be in the house on Saturday. But wherever you are, will you be? You still get nervous? You still get the pregame butterflies when you have a big game like this?
Oh yeah, sure you do. Particularly when you don't have anything to do. When you play the game, you know you got issues. You know you're thinking about something. You're trying. Good coaches in games try constantly to stay ahead, a play ahead, a series ahead. Stay ahead of the game. So your brain is always working. When you're a fan, you're just standing there kind of stupid, hoping that your team wins.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, JR. We got a quarterback, you know, a little bit coming up here next, Paul McDonald. We'll be sure to say hi from you, Coach, and we look forward to seeing you out there on Saturday. A reminder to everyone, get any 3 regular footlong subs for just $14 after 4 p.m. and all day Sunday. Subway, eat fresh for limited time only. Coming back to close the show, it will be the 1979 All-American lefty quarterback Paul McDonald will be joining us on Trojans Live.
The thing that I really enjoy about the Ford C-Max is that it is a hybrid, and I feel very new and relevant.
For Kate Oxman, her Ford C-Max is more than just a car.
I love the technology that comes with the Ford C-Max. It's fun. It's fun to show off that, oh, look, my car, I wave my foot magically underneath the liftgate and it opens up. My perception of Ford has definitely changed buying the Ford C-Max. I've always liked Ford. I like that it has a very family feel to it, but now Ford is sexy and it's got these fun bells and whistles.
The Ford C-Max has an EPA estimated rating of 45 city, 40 highway, and 43 combined MPG. Actual mileage will vary.
It's saving me a huge amount of money, and I just like using less of what I call the Earth's blood.
Win a VIP experience for the big game on November 30th. It's the Ford Friday Sweepstakes. Just go to usctrojans.com for official rules and enter to win 2 tickets and an on-field experience. No purchase necessary.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm the football your buddy fired through your windshield. The cooler that tumbled out of a pickup and onto the hood of your car. If you're a football fan, eventually, we're going to meet. So get Allstate, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem. Like me.
Are you in good hands?
Start protecting yourself from mayhem in Granada Hills. Call Allstate agent Bob Sousa today. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
sounds like that's getting worse. From mild ailments to something more serious, HealthNet is here for you. We provide affordable health coverage that you and your family deserve. With plan benefits that include doctor visits, prescriptions, immunizations, and even free physical exams, HealthNet gives you peace of mind. Look to HealthNet for affordable health coverage for you and your family. We are your HealthNet.
HealthNet of California, Inc. and HealthNet Life Insurance Company are subsidiaries of HealthNet, Inc.
Now more Trojans Live.
Jordan Moore, John Jackson, and Paul McDonald on Trojans Live. And Paul was just down the street last night. Guys had that great event for the second year, I believe it is now, Rivals United for a Cure. How did that go? How much money did you guys raise?
It was unbelievable. Electric crowd. You had the Bruins, you had the Trojans in there. You had Coach Donahue, Coach Robinson. Of course, they've done that like a million times.
Yeah,
right there. I mean, they were so funny. And we had some great players. Your old pal Rodney Peete showed up. We had him up on stage. We had to get a hook to get him off, but he was really good. I mean, Rodney was really, really good. And Munoz was there for the Trojans. Gary Beeben was unbelievable. The Heisman Trophy winner at UCLA. He came in from Chicago, and he told this unbelievably sad story about his son who has cancer.
Wow.
And he teared up, and it was a very emotional moment. And so his whole thing was, I'm here because of what you guys are doing to raise money for cancer research. So it was really a very powerful moment.
Very cool.
Yeah, good stuff. There's also a challenge. This part of that. This part of the event. Who won the challenge?
Oh, with Matt Stevens and me?
No, I know. You better about get.
Oh, I
Stevens.
killed him. He didn't even show up.
Yeah, I was going to say that's like shooting fish in a barrel. But in terms of the money raised, there's a competition with the money raised on each side. I think the Trojans came up on top, right?
You know what? The Bruins have actually
closed the gap.
They closed the gap, man. They closed the gap. They had a couple. They had like two $10,000 gifts. And this is with the crowd rise. So you go to rivalsunited.org. You can still do this, by the way, rivalsunited.org. Trojan fans, please go there and hit the red button, obviously for the Trojans, and donate to Rivals United. And USC's barometer will go up higher than the Bruins. We want that. That was actually Stevens and I had the challenge. Of course, the UCLA quarterback and I and the color analyst for UCLA. Had the challenge to break the tie between Donahue and Robinson. That was the big tiebreaker, right? Because they are 5-5 head-to-head. And so his thing with me was, hey, if I get more money than you, then Donahue wins and vice versa. And we won.
All right, take care of business.
Yeah, Donahue's out of business.
You know, we're talking about everyone's record against UCLA, and you never lost to UCLA, Paul. So, you're
up.
Seeing now,
we're
yeah,
up.
yeah.
We're up.
It looks like the scoreboard says USC 42,000, UCLA 34,000. So
the money's still coming in. That's awesome.
But you never lost to UCLA.
Correct.
I mean, you know, I assume that feels good when you go to an event like last night. You're seeing all those Bruins, and you can just puff that chest out a little bit farther.
They can't say anything.
Did you wear your Rose Bowl rings?
We were pretty good back then. Coach Robinson, his first year is my first year there, and that first game was an epic game with Vince Evans. He was sensational. And then we had the great comeback when Rob Hurdle and then Frank Jordan kicked the field goal at the end of the game in 77. Of course, your dad was there the whole time.
I was crying in the stands in that game because you guys gave up the late touchdown. I'm in tears in the stands. We're not going to win.
Are you saying I'm old?
No, I was.
I did become a grandfather about a week and a half ago.
Congratulations!
Yeah.
Congrats.
Michael, you know, the kid Magic had a child. So, but anyway, the third year, my third year was a very good game. 17-10, we won that game, and then senior year we got them pretty good.
Right.
35-0 at half, and we ended up winning 42-14. So.
What is your impressions of? I mean, you've been watching the team this year. What's your impressions of what Coach O has been able to accomplish here?
Not really surprised.
Really?
I'm really not surprised. I mean, when you look at Coach O, he's been involved with USC over a period of 15 years, right? He came in with Paul Hackett. He transitioned with Pete Carroll. He was kind of the glue that held that together big time for Pete, I think. And he just understands the fabric of the university, what it takes, what you need to have. He knows how to deal with the alumni. He obviously knows the fan base, the media. He's been exceptional. I think Coach Robinson's probably helped him a little bit in just being a head coach and what that is all involved with. Instead of coaching the D-line, he doesn't do that anymore. So I'm not completely surprised because he's doing what he does best. He's an inspirational guy. He gets those guys fired up. And how can you not love Coach O?
Yeah.
How about the job Cody Kessler's done? Quarterback watching quarterback. What do you think about number 6, the new QB?
Even though Max Wittick is a Mater Dei guy, now I'm a Mater Dei guy because the youngest one is over at Mater Dei. Max is a great player, but I always felt that Cody, I thought he was going to be more efficient, not make as many mistakes, and I liked his presence in the pocket. He really moves well in the pocket and makes stuff, out of nothing. And so I thought that was what he brought to the table. I think Clay Helton's done a marvelous job of play calling for him and really utilizing his strengths and not putting him in situations where he's got to, make big throws down the field. He's putting him in situations where he can do what he really does well. So I think Cody's playing great, pounding the football, and I think that certainly helps the quarterback. I should know that. Student body right and left helped me big time.
Still All-American, my friend. How does this game play out, Paul? I mean, you've watched both teams throughout the year. Your son played against UCLA, for goodness sake. How does the game play out?
It's all about Hundley. I think if Hundley plays lights out the way he did last year, which he did, we were in the Rose Bowl and saw that, and he was unbelievable, and the Bruins won that game. But this game's in the Coliseum. So that's going to be a feather in the Trojans' cap. I think the Bruins haven't won there since '97 or something like that. I saw that today.
Right.
So that's going to play well for the Trojans, I think. If Hundley plays a lights-out game, it's going to be a down to the wire. If he doesn't, I think could be all Trojans.
Well, we're hoping it's all Trojans. We thank you, Paul, for coming on.
Thanks, guys. I miss you guys.
Hey, we miss you, man.
I miss you guys.
It's the most recognized trophy in college football, and it's coming to USC this Saturday with the Nissan Heisman House Tour. Meet former Trojan greats and ESPN's Neil Everett when you join the free pregame fun in Farmers Fan Fest. JJ and I are coming back to wrap up Trojans Live.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is the home of the drive-thru oil change. They understand you're busy and have a lot to get done in a day. You're a Trojan and have places to be. That is why at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, you drive in, not even getting out of your car, and drive out in about 15 minutes. As a proud sponsor of USC football, Valvoline Instant Oil Change would like to give a special deal to all the Trojan fans in Southern California. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for special offers and discounts. That's SoCalOilChange.com.
The Happier New Year event is the one time of year you can receive up to $2,000 on a new BMW, like the X3. But we know what you're thinking. There must be a catch. So let's go through our disclaimers. Event may cause excitability and instant carification. Disbelief has been known to occur. Offer available for limited time only. So hurry in and receive up to $2,000 on the BMW you've always wanted. We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. Credit is applied against MSRP of final purchase, not title, tax, or destination. Credit allowance varies by model through January 2nd, 2014. For all offer details, visit bmwusa.com/offers.
Hey Trojans fans, LG Electronics, official electronics partner of USC Athletics and proud partner of the NCAA, wants to help you do game day right with LG's full suite of home electronics, home appliances, and mobile products. You can't miss. So call up your friends, get the food ready, and put the game on. Visit LG.com for great offers on all LG products. With LG, it's all possible.
Get big savings on a big dinner. Stop by a Subway restaurant and get any 3 regular footlong subs for just $14. Any day after 4 p.m. and all day Sunday. That's less than $5 for each footlong sub. However you mix it up, any 3 regular footlong subs are just $14 any day after 4 p.m. and all day Sunday. Subway, eat fresh. Limited time only. Add $1 for each premium or supreme sub. Additional charge for extras. Prices and participation may vary. Plus tax where applicable. May not be combined with other offers, coupons, or discount cards.
Back to Trojans Live.
Back on Trojans Live. This is our final fall show here at the Lab. We will be back Tuesday, January 7 with brand new Trojans Live shows for winter and spring. Trojan basketball and head coach Andy Enfield will be in the heart of Pac-12 action, as will many other Trojan teams. Trojans Live, your place to hear it first from USC's coaches and athletes. Fight on. Highlights tonight were courtesy of 710 ESPN. Your on-site engineer is Bill Bingham. Studio producer is John Bartels. Oh, our on-site engineer is Rick Cutler. Studio producer is John Bartels. Director of Broadcast Operations is Ann Beebe. Executive producers of Trojans Live are Dan Schell and Tom Fewer. Thank you to Jordan Cohen and the crew here at the Lab. Thank you, everyone, for supporting all season long. We look forward to everyone having a big night at the Coliseum on Saturday. For John Jackson, I am Jordan Moore saying good night and fight on.
You've been listening to Trojans Live, brought to you by
BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Visit SoCalBMW.com today to find a BMW center near you. By Valvoline, charge on, but visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change first. Home of the drive-through only change and proud sponsor of USC football. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for special discounts and offers. By Allstate Insurance, mayhem is everywhere. Start protecting yourself from mayhem with Allstate Insurance. By Western Exterminator, providing all-star termite and pest control you can trust for over 90 years. Western Exterminator, the final word in pest control.
Trojans Live is an exclusive presentation of Fox Sports West and USC Sports Properties on KFWB News Talk 980.